Good morning, St. Francis, and good morning, people of God. It is Friday, the first day of the month of April 2022, Friday of the fourth week in Lent. It is the 27th day of Lent today. Coming to you still from Silver Spring, Maryland, from Holy Name College, where I am doing the Easter workshop with our postulants, our first-year friars. In the background over here, this is our Holy Name College pond with the statue of St. Francis there. It's filled with koi, and as you can see, one of our feral cats, which kind of populate the courtyard and the cloister walk around here, is enjoying a drink and hopefully not eating one of the koi, because the cat has its food over there. Again, Franciscans attract animals of all shapes and sizes and of all kinds, and so there's one of our little feral cats. I don't know if he has a name or not, or if it's a he or she. Anyway, today's readings again continue to work on the growing animosity between Jesus and Jewish leadership. The first reading from the Book of Wisdom is this very powerful reading that speaks about those who want to destroy the reputation of the just. And again, it just begins, let's get rid of the just one because he is obnoxious to us. Again, those who cannot, because of their wickedness or their brokenness or their pain or their low self-esteem or whatever it is, do not recognize those who speak with justice, those who speak with wisdom, those who speak words that are necessary for us to hear. And because of that, they seek to get rid of those who dare to speak in a different way than what people are accustomed to. And so this whole understanding of what will happen to Jesus is this sense of wanting to get rid of the one who speaks justly, who speaks with wisdom, who speaks with an understanding that we cannot comprehend because our own brokenness, our own pain, our own wickedness, whatever, our own obstacles that we place in our midst do not permit us to hear that. And again, the reading from wisdom ends, with God giving again the justification for the one who speaks justly, and that it is those who unfortunately cannot listen to that who will have even greater pains and even greater sadder consequences to deal with because they stop their ears, so they blind themselves, they make themselves unable to hear what it is that the just has to say. In the same way, again, in John's Gospel, we have a very interesting kind of scenario in which Jesus is in Galilee because he's recognizing that the authorities in Jerusalem, they want to do away with him, and so he stays in Galilee, except that he needs to go up to the temple. He needs to go to Jerusalem for the Feast of Tabernacles, again, one of the major feasts in the Jewish liturgical calendar, again, because it talks about eventually the giving of the law on Sinai to the Israelites after they have left Egypt. So he wants to go to Jerusalem to celebrate that, and so he goes in secret. He goes in disguise, and people are wondering if this is the Jesus who does these miracles, if this is the Jesus who everyone is talking about, and why is he here? Because they're trying to kill him, and isn't that unwise? And the one thing that kind of gets in the way is that they say that we know where this man is from, and so he cannot be the Messiah because we're not supposed to know where the Messiah is from. And again, the way that God works, the way that prophecies are supposed to work, aren't necessarily the same and don't necessarily connect with each other. And so again, people lose sight of who's in their midst because they refuse to believe that Jesus could be anything more than the person who comes from Galilee. And if the Messiah is supposed to be somebody who surprises them because he comes from a place they do not know, they're not ready or willing to listen and to realize who and what Jesus is. It isn't just about where Jesus comes from. It is what Jesus has to say that becomes surprising, and that becomes words that people never ever knew could be spoken about God or our relationship with God. Jesus speaks in those ways. And brings people to a greater understanding of themselves and of their relationship with God, but there are still many who refuse to see that, who refuse to experience that, who refuse to embrace that. And again, that becomes, unfortunately, a consequence to their undoing, and they're missing a marvelous wonder within their midst. For us to basically just say that God can only be this or God can only be that, again, limits the power of God in our lives. We must be always ready and able and willing to recognize the many ways in which God is able to work in our lives, which are beyond our expectations or beyond what we think is natural or normal, but which open us to the wonder and glory of God in our midst. And may the Lord give you his peace.